Welcome back to Crosstalk.
It's episode number 19.
And it's been a bit of a hiatus since we sat down with you. We've been busy.
Those armadillos, they got us.
Those armadillos, they done got us, and we turned them into 3 PTZ cameras, a lot of cables cut and run and terminated, and also just some really good technical infrastructure upgrades in the sanctuary. So we did it. We're done. It's other than maybe like some fine tuning on a couple of things. As far as the bulk of the hard work, we're finished. Good job.
We're finished.
Great job on that.
We'll insert some photos of the handiwork right here.
Yes.
Here you go.
It's magnificent, isn't it? Anyhow, we're in Holy Week. By the time you're watching this, it'll be Good Friday. And we have our first Good Friday service this year. I don't think our church has done a Good Friday service before, to my knowledge. Typically, they had done Monday, Thursday services in the past, so we decided to move to a Good Friday service this year. We got a really immersive, worshipful experience planned. We've got a whole bunch of stuff going on that will actually give you a better snapshot of when we get to that. Later in this episode, we're going to show you kind of how the sanctuary's set up and how we'll be looking for that. But beyond that, we're just happy to come back to you. So, Kobe, how is life? We've been through spring break. You went on a movie trip with some of your youth kids up to Fort Wayne to kind of beat the monotony of the break week. It's, I guess it's been busy for the both of us, but we haven't sat down to catch up with everybody else for a while.
Yeah. The movie went well. We went and saw Hoppers. It was good. It was one of the better Pixar movies that have come out in quite a while. It was refreshing to see that.
Incredibles 2 probably would have been the last really good one, right?
Ugh.
Did you not like Incredibles 2?
No. Inside Out 2 is good.
That one was really good. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I feel like very few sequels are good anymore.
Yeah.
The exceptions to the rule are Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, Toy Story 2, which is arguably the best Toy Story out of all of them so far.
I would agree with that.
Inside Out 2 is not as good as Inside Out 1, but
it's still really good.
It's not a train wreck.
Yeah. Sequels are hard in any era.
Incredibles 2 is not very good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, Zootopia 2 was actually pretty good.
Yes.
I did like that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit as far as reasons go. Is it Pixar, though, or is it?
It's just Disney animation.
It's just Disney animation. That's what I thought. Yeah.
What are other good sequels?
I'm trying to think. It was not Attack of the Clones, but I think Attack of the Clones and I think A Phantom Menace was better than Attack of the Clones if we're talking
only slightly.
Only slightly. And Revenge of the Sith was just one of the best ever.
Yes.
That might be the best Star Wars movie of all time.
The Last Jedi is the worst sequel ever.
Yes. I would
but
agree
all
with
three
that.
of those sequel movies are kind of garbage. It just gets worse the longer you go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, Empire Strikes Back is kind of the lone exception. That or Revenge of the Sith as a toss-up is the best Star Wars movie of all time, probably.
I actually think that Rogue One is one of the better Star Wars movies.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I think from all the new ones that have come out, that one's probably my favorite.
And Rogue One can stand by itself as just a thriller/action movie.
That sits in its own, storyline.
You don't have to like Star Wars to appreciate Rogue One. It's a plot to infiltrate and steal plans from an evil empire.
Now, don't forget the most forgettable Star Wars movie of all time in Solo.
It's all right.
It's okay, but it was very forgettable. Nothing about it really stood out to me.
It answers a couple questions, but it's okay, I guess. Mandalorian and Grogu better not disappoint.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But back to sequels. What is a good? Shrek 2 is really good.
Yeah, I need to.
Nothing tops Shrek, but Shrek 2 is pretty good.
Yeah.
The third one's kind of a little bit of a dip below that, and then
It all falls apart after that.
it all kind of fell apart after that, which is fine. You know, we were given some excellent animated films on that, right? Yeah. Now, I think sequels are also different than like chain-linked series of movies. Thinking of like the Monty Python.
I've really only
Genre?
ever seen Holy Grail. I
Yeah,
haven't really seen any of the other ones all the way through.
you know, I'll be honest. Some of them I've avoided because they're a little bit reprehensible. But there's the one And Now for Something Completely Different, I believe, preceded the Holy Grail, and it was almost like, you know how Alice in Wonderland is a ridiculous like dreamland kind of movie. It's almost like that, but ramped up as far as ridiculousness. So, yeah. Sequels, gotta watch out for them. Everybody tries to live up to the previous one. I guess some exceptions might be, like in the Chunk series of movies for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I feel like some of those were pretty good too.
Yeah.
Because there was a bunch of them that just kind of ran together.
Yeah, I think that the Iron Man movies themselves are not all that great,
I would agree.
but Iron Man as a character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a great character overall. I feel like the Captain Americas are kind of forgettable, but again, he's a great character overarching. Now, Civil War is good. Civil War...
It was good, but it took me like 6 times to actually watch that movie because every time I would start to watch it, I'd fall asleep halfway through.
Let's see here.
What are some movies that you can watch repeatedly and still be interested repeatedly?
Well, about 3 or 4 months ago, it was Toy Story 2. Now, I've watched it no less than 30 times with Bellamy the last 3 months, and I'm just kind of...
Over it?
I still love it, but I'm just like, I am tired of watching Toy Story. That's like all we watch. We're just watching the same 3 or 4 movies on a
loop.
rotation. And it's getting old. I've tried to introduce him to other stuff, and he just won't...
Bite it.
He won't bite. It's either Toy Story, sometimes Spidey and His Amazing Friends, or Bluey.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like
The Expanse gets bigger over the next couple of years.
I sure hope so. Like I tried to watch Monsters Inc. He wasn't into it.
Yep.
And I get it. It could be a little bit scary. Fine. We tried. What else did we try? Oh, I tried Cars, and he didn't want to bite on that.
It's too long. It's like 2 hours long.
But he wouldn't even pay attention the first like 2 minutes. You know, like the beginning's very exciting. You know, they're racing and like it's loud, it's fun, you know, and engines and, you know, boys should like this kind of stuff. And he won't do it. Yeah, anyway, movies that I can watch just all the time, never get bored of. Revenge of the Sith. You won't know what this is, but I'll tell people anyway, in case anyone out there knows what this is. Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro,
Okay.
which are Studio Ghibli films from Japan that the most popular way they got here to America was John Lasseter, who helped found Pixar, is friends with the creator and director of many of those films, Hayao Miyazaki, and they became friends, and John Lasseter helped broker a deal between Studio Ghibli and what's that called? Disney, but they have an international arm for distribution where they pull international stuff in every once in a while and distribute it in America. It's also the other way around where Disney distributes things under the Disney name in America, but then they have this international arm that can distribute American films around the world.
Okay. Nice.
It's called, I think it's Buena Vista Pictures.
Yeah, Buena Vista Pictures.
Is, you know, through all that, they were able to broker a deal to distribute here in America. Way better than what everyone else had been, because like through like the early to mid 90s, Fox had grabbed some of those and tried to distribute, and they just didn't take here in America.
Yeah.
But once Disney got involved and helped distribute early on, it really took off here in America. Nice. Anything else? I don't know. Come back to me.
I have a small grocery list. I think Thor Ragnarok is one of the most enjoyable films to sit down and watch, where I will be entertained and captivated the whole time.
Is that the one with Jeff Goldblum?
Yes, it is.
And Hulk is in it too?
And right, because his, like, evil dark witch stepsister is kind of the one who takes over.
yeah.
I can't remember what her name is.
Hela or Gila.
Yeah, and then Loki's involved with stuff. That one's my favorite. I really like it because Korg and then the other guy is in it. Just really cheeky characters. A lot of comedic relief, which is fun. I also like the first Doctor Strange film. I've watched it countless times.
I have to skip the first like 10 minutes of it. I can't handle the surgery, but like
Oh yeah,
if I skip over that, I'm good.
yeah. And then I love Cars. I can't tell you how many times I've watched Cars. I'm trying to think of other like 3D animated films. Shrek, obviously, I can watch that one endlessly. We have a rule when we're taking like road trips to go see my parents or something on because we've got the video system in the minivan. So Azaria picked a film to watch that Kylie and I were like, oh, this is going to be rough because you're listening to it the whole time.
You don't get to see it.
And right, but it's fine. But I said, okay, from now on, Mommy and Daddy pick, and we're picking movies that we know because we can, I can imagine like the entire movie of Shrek while I'm hearing it. And the SpongeBob movie, we let her go through that one. But yeah, that's just a handful of them that I can easily watch on repeat all the time. Mostly for entertainment value more than, some of it's captivated story stuff. But I think some of the best films that have ever been made and have such depth of story, you almost need time to digest everything you've just seen. And I think that makes all time greats.
That reminds me. Interstellar.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
I've only watched it like twice because it's a lot to eat.
It's a commitment.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
It's very good. This one is a rougher watch, and that's why I've not watched it more than like one or two times. Whiplash with J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller.
That.
That is one of the that might have won the best film of 2014 or something like that. I mean, it was seriously well written.
Joel Livengood, if you're out there, Joel Livengood loves Whiplash.
Yes.
You remember Joel?
Yes, I do.
He's also a drummer. That's why. And he's a film nut.
Yep.
And a filmmaker.
Yep. Shout out to Joel Livengood.
If you're out there.
Wherever you are.
LA,
may the Lord bless you and do you well. So yeah, but off of the topic of movies and hobbies and things like that.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is a film that you're one and done with? Or do you have any films that you're one and done with that was a good movie, but you can't bear to watch it again? I have one, but I'll let you go first.
I would say The Green Mile.
Okay.
I'll probably watch it again, but it's like a once in every like decade kind of.
I need to. I've seen bits and pieces. I've not seen the whole thing. Mine is Unbroken. Do you know the story of Unbroken?
Yes, I've seen it.
Louis Zamperini. I went and watched that Christmas night.
That was like 2015, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And awesome story. It ends well at the end, but it is just like emotionally exhausting and draining to watch.
Well, watching prisoner of war type of stuff is harder.
I didn't know how like intense it was going to be. I don't think my parents did either. I mean, I was 15 or 16 years old. I was old enough to handle it, but it was just like...
You would have been closer to 17, 18, I think, when that came out. Because I think I was graduated from high school, and you're only a year behind me, I think.
Yeah.
What year did you graduate, 16?
16.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, I was more than old enough to handle it, but I was just like, I was already tired. It had been a long day, and I walk out of the theater, I'm just like, I just want to go to bed. Like, it's like 8:30. Like, I felt sick to my stomach for like 2 days after.
I think some of that stuff is meant to be that way, though.
Yes.
Like some stories are written as such to retell history in a way that deeply affects and grieves us. And in many ways, kind of tying that to the Holy Week idea, it should come with a holy grief, but not of like hopeless despair. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's hope, and to use a biblical term, beauty from ashes when we look at the death and the resurrection of Christ. But man, would that have been a long Saturday?
Yeah.
That would have been the longest Saturday in the history of the world. You know, I would imagine that day in between, I would assume the disciples would have been sitting together, but they probably didn't say like anything.
Yeah, probably.
You know, I mean, just not sleeping, not looking at each other really, just kind of blank stares into the ends of everything because they're grieving. You know, they're grieving the loss of who. Okay, he's Messiah. We don't think Messiah is supposed to die.
Right.
And then, you know, it's fascinating. So we look at the Easter account, and we see the two women at the tomb, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary, and the cultural biblical witness for a credible witness is two men.
Mm-hmm.
It's two women that are the first ones to shout, "He is risen!" You know,
Right?
they get the joy and the most exciting piece of preaching the most important 30 seconds, 5-second sermon of world history, and then you see the multiplicity of the church being birthed from that. It is just incredible. I think the Lord just beats everybody else at storytelling. I think that's what we've got figured out.
Probably.
So, what are some, I guess, Easter traditions that your family holds, if any?
None.
You're not celebratory Easter people. When I was growing up,
we celebrate, but there's no like consistent tradition. We just celebrate, and I don't know that Abby and I will. I don't know that we're gonna really like make a tradition. Like I don't.
And the reason I ask that is some people, for various holidays, do have specific traditions and things that they do. But I would say for Easter, mine has always been centered around and especially as I've gotten older and just learned to appreciate the Lord more, I guess. I just want to be with God's people on Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to be, hyped up and enjoying anything, it's Resurrection Sunday. And beyond that, usually growing up, we would have like a well done family dinner, like pot roast and homemade noodles and stuff like that, pull out all the stops. And now as an adult, I make a lot of that stuff regularly because I just like to. So it's not quite as special of an event always, but we do get together over at Kylie's grandpa's, and the kids do an egg hunt. And so we do that actually on Good Friday. We're doing that Friday afternoon. It's going to be a little chilly, I think. But so Kylie found 250 eggs that we filled. And I hear this ruffling coming from the dining room, but I didn't really pay attention to it because Cookie, our smallest dog, oldest dog, sometimes just scratches and bothers things and all of that. But what you need to know about Cookie is he is a lawless, evil, absence of conscience, like Romans 1, given over to a debased mind kind of creature. He ate candy out of 3 of those eggs. He busted the bag open.
What kind of candy?
I think it was like a couple Swedish fish. I think he had 3 Swedish fish. It wasn't chocolate.
Okay.
But no, he's shameless. Like Pretzel, our big hound dog, he has restraint, and when he has his own besetting sins like stealing socks, he feels shame that he can't help himself with it. Where Cookie
does he?
Yes. No, he's actually like wincing and tucking his head, and he feels sad about it. And he tries to restrain himself. It's just discipline's hard, right? Where Cookie is just shameless. He doesn't care. Like, doesn't matter. We'll rip up trash. We'll steal things. We'll steal food right out of your hand. That's just... I'm using my dogs as theological personality pundits, and that's... I don't know if it's any at all useful, but But anyhow, Easter traditions. I'm never going to forget that the dog broke into the eggs this year. I'm glad he didn't take more than that.
Yeah.
Did I tell you he stole an entire bag of powdered donuts one time?
Did he eat them or he just took
No,
them
he
back?
ate it all. Like, he ate like 12 of them.
I'm sure he was sorry after that.
No, he was fine. He didn't get sick.
Really?
I couldn't believe it. 20-pound dog ate like 3 pounds of donuts. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
That's why they call him Cake.
Yeah, he's pretty much become one. So, yeah.
He's not a break and bake cookie. He's a crumble cookie. You ever
Yeah.
had a crumble cookie?
I think they're overrated. I think it tastes like salty, dry dough.
Okay, but they're big
They are big.
and thick. That's the point.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think they're overpriced. I think they're salty, and I think they're dusty tasting. That's probably how I would best describe them.
Abby likes them. I've never had them.
I want it to taste more like butter and eggs than flour.
Fair.
If I'm gonna have my pick, but I would also trade like a dozen cookies for like one plate of green beans. I love green beans.
You heard it here first. Brad likes green beans.
Give me all the green beans. Give me none of the bologna. There you have it.
I'm going to buy a log of bologna and cut the ends off and give it to you as a bun.
That'd make a great white elephant gift for our college buddies.
A log of bologna.
Yes. Yep.
Do you think Manly's or something could hook us up with a log of bologna?
I think you could ask for the ends off of one, yeah.
Oh, I just want the whole log.
Yeah, you could get a log of bologna from Manly's.
Okay.
That would be doable. They got everything there. You been there?
I've been in the car when you drive around back to pick stuff up.
Oh, yeah, that was for Azaria's fundraiser. No, you need to go with me sometime. It's a pretty nice outfit. There's stuff there that won't kill you.
Oh, that's good.
There's stuff there that will, but stuff there that won't as well. So
They got that A1 Wagyu.
maybe, I don't know. I just buy whatever's affordable.
Oh, this is not affordable. This is like the creme de la creme of like beef.
Now, shout out Jessica Baggerman from Huntington University, animal science professor. She, when I was working for the farm, she gave me and Nate and a couple other people like 1 pound of the A1 Wagyu beef from her
Really?
family's farm in Texas. Yeah,
They have that cow. They have those cows. there?
they had a couple. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I don't know if it was the A1, but it was Wagyu. I know it was that much. But and you know what? It tasted like hamburger. So you just buy hamburger.
I think it probably goes better like as like a steak as versus a hamburger.
As long as your marbling is about similar. I don't care. I mean, the ribeye could come from a cross-eyed Hereford with pink eye, or a 3-legged Angus or something. You're never gonna know the difference. The meat is the meat.
You should look at pictures of like the raw cut of the steak though. It's like beautifully marbled and it's like $100 a steak at Costco.
Who'd spend $100 on a steak at Costco? Or does Costco distribute for them?
Costco just occasionally has that. Like, they also carry whole like halal like lambs.
Oh,
You ever seen this before?
not in person, no.
So, you'll be like in the freezer section, and normally they have like the orange like wire rack, like that they would normally have outside of the freezer. Well, they have them in the freezer too. Well, they'll like take a whole like door width out, and they'll put a hanger up there, and they'll put it like in like a thin kind of like, almost like a cheesecloth kind of bag looking thing.
A lamb?
And so like the head's not there, and it's been
Dressed.
it's been dressed, but like.
A whole lamb.
But there's a whole lamb hanging there, with a big hook in it in a bag, and you can see the general shape of like this lamb, and it's
Good size.
that big.
Yeah.
It's like you have to buy the whole thing, but I want to say it's like $30 or $40 a pound or something like that. And so like they know what it weighs, but each one is different. They only have one or two at a time. And
So it'd be like $500.
Yeah, but like if you're doing a thing and you need a whole lamb,
Yeah, that makes sense.
here you go.
So another thing, and I would argue the most affordable meat in town is Troyer's.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a beef tenderloin, like a big log of, you cut them up, they're fillets.
Mm-hmm.
$200 for this much beef.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So my family's been raising cattle forever. We don't make money on it. I don't know who is, but somebody's making money on beef.
Joseph Jaqui's farm is making money on beef.
Yeah. Yeah. Your high roller cattlemen, they tend to do pretty well. So, well, what else we got? After Easter, you got a sermon coming up.
I also have a vacation before that.
You got a vacation before that, and you come back and preach. How exciting.
Yeah, I'm preaching.
Yep. April 19th, Kobe is delivering his first sermon at the Cross Community Church. So make sure you tune in. You know what? I'm going to confess, today's April Fool's Day. The real reason we did all these video upgrades was for his first sermon. That's the only reason we did it.
Uh-huh.
So, anyhow, make sure you do tune in on the 19th. That is legitimate, I promise.
And speaking of which, we're going to start live streaming starting Good Friday. Mm-hmm. We will be making information available very soon about how you can watch. And in the coming weeks, we might even be able to put it on our church app. We will let you know.
Yes. I think that's about all we've got coming up soon, other than the financial workshop that's the day that you're preaching.
Don't forget to bring your baby bottles back on
Yep.
Easter Sunday for the Hope Clinic.
Yep.
Fill them thing full of nickels.
Or
And
paychecks or what, whatever you're going to do.
small bars of gold and silver.
Yes. Yeah. The mint, the bottles of mint, right? So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have. If you haven't, please, as soon as you see this, call the office and sign up to bring something for Easter breakfast for the sunrise service this week.
We still need someone to watch kids Friday evening during Good Friday.
All right.
I've not heard from anyone yet.
All right, that means we're going to call you. So if you're listening, you might get a call. Anyhow, well, thank you for coming back to visit with us. May the Lord bless and keep you and make his face shine upon you and give you peace as you celebrate him this holy week. Hope that you can see and experience the Lord Jesus more and more in your lives and in your family's lives and among your neighbors. This is every moment can be a holy moment. And I pray that we just don't take those for granted. I know as I'm way too prone to do. So may the Lord bless you as you go in his name. And thanks for coming to listen. And
Stay tuned for a preview of our Good Friday service.
yes, stay tuned. Hello, Cross Community Church family. This is Pastor Brad coming to you this Holy Week. I hope you're enjoying the reflections upon the most celebratory and meaningful and also kind of grieving week in the church calendar as we come to remember the death of our Lord. We're coming to you today as a reminder of our Good Friday service that we're going to be having this Friday at 6 p.m., April 3rd. In the sanctuary. And I just wanted to kind of walk you through what this experience is going to be like, especially if you have friends or family or anybody listening would like to come join us. This is going to be a little different from a typical worship experience that we have. There's not going to be a long segment of preaching, but is going to be more immersive for the rest of the congregation. What we're doing is we're looking at the journey to the cross in the different segments where Jesus is praying in the garden. We're going to have a scripture reading and a brief teaching segment and then a congregational song. And then we're taking his arrest for the same thing, and then his carrying the cross, same format. And then ultimately we look to his burial, and then we close with a time of communion and reflection and confession. As you'll notice, I'm holding a feed sack that we're going to be using as we go around and collect handwritten anything that we feel we need to lay at the cross of Jesus. We're going to be participating in this activity together. We're going to collect them in this bag, and we're going to nail them to this cross as a symbol of turning ourselves and all of the things and the baggage and the difficult things we carry, reminding ourselves that Jesus paid for all this and more when he gave himself for you and me, so that we would experience redemption and healing and a closer knit, unified, perfect relationship with the Lord. We're coming to celebrate this as a church family so we can reflect upon the work that the Lord did. And as we exit the sanctuary in a very somber fashion this Friday, we don't do so without hope, but we reflect this quiet Saturday as a reminder for the celebration that is to come. Sunday morning, Resurrection Sunday. This is, again, I think the most meaningful and exciting week that we have in the church calendar. I look forward to experiencing this with you. If you have any questions ahead of time, feel free to reach out to the church and we'll help in any way we can. Pray that you have a blessed Easter week, Holy Week, and we look to see you Friday and then Sunday morning.